Donald Trump opened a series of questions. I hesitate to call it a press conference because that makes it sound legitimate in some way, where this is just Trump ranting with his latest lies and grievances. And whether we call that a press conference is sort of maybe more of a linguistic question than anything else. But Trump opened with another tired lie, disorientedly arguing that the doctored interview of Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes was an election-threatening interview. And that phrase kind of hangs in the air like something pretty nasty, but it's quite hollow in the end. You know, Trump is obsessed with this argument that the 60 Minutes interview of Kamala Harris was selectively edited. But we've now seen the unedited material, and it doesn't really change the general understanding of Kamala Harris's views on the questions which she was asked. So in any case, Trump can't let any of these grievances go. He holds grudges endlessly. And here he is making this claim.
The merger with Skydance and the Ellisons, like what's holding that up, and like do you see that being resolved?
I hope so. It's good. Ellison's great. He'll do a great job with it. But so what they did is they interviewed 60 Minutes. They interviewed Kamala. Her answer was horrendous. I would say election threatening. This is the day before the election. Her answer was election threatening or so incompetent. So they took the entire answer out, and they took another answer to another question and put it in. And they did that, I understand, a number of times, but you don't have to do it a number of times. The main question they asked, and we caught them. And they're very embarrassed by it, and they're working on a settlement now. But think of it, did you ever hear that one before? They took the entire, every word, threw it out, put another answer. You think they do that for me?
I think it happens daily.
Well, I've never seen it. I thought I've seen everything. That I've never seen. And it's very embarrassing. And the head of 60 Minutes got fired. The head of CBS got fired. They're all getting fired.
All right, so listen, Trump's, by the way, the leaf blowers or whatever, just endlessly, and the scourge of leaf blowers. Trump's been making these claims about 60 Minutes for a while now. We've gotten the unedited raw material. It's been debunked. But Trump is insisting that this is just one of the great injustices of our time. And remember, he won. He won the election. The topic then comes up, although it's hard to hear because of the leaf blowers and all of it. Do you have any intelligence that Iran? And Trump goes, I have intelligence. We're doing very well, thank you. And just another, serious foreign policy questions. He's getting us into a war, etc. And we just can't really get any straight answers from the guy.
He's talking to those around him, including his family members, his daughter Ivanka Trump, her husband Jared Kushner, after the swearing-in ceremony for Charles Kushner. Let's listen.
Do you have any intelligence that Iran is targeting that Iran is targeting any U.S. assets?
We're doing very well. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Do you have? Listen. If you're going to get the United States involved in a war, an obvious question, especially if you're going to do it without seeking congressional approval on the basis that it's an urgent, actionable emergency, right? The whole thing. If you're going to do that, maybe you can articulate that the U.S. is actually under threat here, that Iran is targeting U.S. assets. Reasonable question. Maybe Trump has an answer. But Trump just goes, we're doing very well, thank you. We're doing really well in the war involving Iran here. A vague self-affirmation and a pivot. Thanks for coming here. It's like the I'm rubber, you're glue sort of thing. And then in a moment when clarity is really needed on why is the United States getting involved, he goes, well, we're doing really, really well. Trump citing imaginary polls, not the one from not the flagpole. We're talking about opinion polls, which he says claim that he's doing better than ever. There is no such poll. Trump's approval rating is in the toilet.
I think what she might be alluding to is the base is going to stay with you regardless. And you've gone through different tests, regardless. But some of the people in the base don't want a long-term war. They're afraid that we're going to get into a long-term war.
We're not looking for a long-term war. We're looking, I only want one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Right. That's it. I'm not looking long-term, short-term. And I've been saying that for 20 years. I've been saying it as a civilian who got a lot of publicity. People would cover it. Very simply, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's it. It's not a question of anything else. And if you did, you wouldn't have much of a country because they would use it on us and they'd use it on other people and they'd be a terror all over the world. So I may have some people that are a little bit unhappy now, but I have some people that are very happy, and I have people outside of the base that can't believe that this is happening. They're so happy. And there was a poll that just came out today that my approval rating is the highest it's ever been. All I'm doing is saying you can't have a nuclear weapon. And I tried to do it nicely, and then on day 61 I said, let's go, because we can't let that happen. And I've been saying it for 20 years. Okay, I'm going to leave. Thank you very much.
So no citation, no source, no details. Maybe it was a poll conducted in the Mar-a-Lago dining room. Maybe it was something Trump imagined or dreamed. But like most of the things that Trump says lately, it's really not about conveying truth to the American people. It's I'm dominant, I'm in charge. Reality is optional. And of course, the reality is that Trump's approval is in the toilet. The topic then turned to Gavin Newsom. Trump was asked another good question. Are you potentially going to withhold relief money from California because of your personal conflict with Gavin Newsom? And Trump goes, yeah, maybe. I just might do that.
And with the rail funding in California, will your recent dust-ups with Governor Newsom impact additional wildfire relief out there? They've requested $40 billion.
Sure, maybe. The man's incompetent. He shouldn't have forests like that. You clean the floor of your forest and you won't have any forest fires. You know, Austria has very, very flammable trees. They don't have forest fires because they clean the floors. They maintain their forests. It's good impact. You know, hatred is never a good thing in politics. When you don't like somebody, don't respect somebody, it's harder for that person to get money if you're on time. But he's done a bad job.
How will you ensure that?
I'll tell you one thing, if I didn't bring in the military to Los Angeles, you wouldn't even have you probably wouldn't be.
So then he goes back to, I actually saved Los Angeles. If I want to deny Gavin Newsom relief funds because he's been mean, I saved Los Angeles. And this is all coming from a guy who spent the last decade in politics weaponizing hatred for political gain, mocking a disabled reporter, calling veterans suckers, implying his enemies should be jailed. Now he's saying, oh, we should unite. We should really just be unified. This stuff is mean. And then finally, Trump's favorite, when he gets a question he doesn't like, who are you with? Sadly for the reporters with CNN, Trump goes, oh, what a disaster.
The U.S. response to
Who are you with?
CNN. There's a split,
Fake
though.
news. Fortunately, nobody watches.
But my question
Is anybody watching CNN nowadays? I haven't seen it in a long time.
But some of your supporters are wary of the U.S. getting involved in another
Oh, I
foreign
haven't
wall,
seen it, no.
and some believe that we should support.
Do you ever ask a positive question at CNN? My supporters are more in love with me today, and I'm in love with them more than they were even at election time where we had.
Trump gives it up there. He gives up the game. CNN isn't serious to him because they don't go, sir, how do you do it? How do you deal with all of the fake news criticizing you, and yet you still manage to have the most successful first 4 months of a presidency? Tell us, sir. Tell us. I'm sobbing. How do you do it? That's what Trump wants from CNN. He doesn't get it. Therefore, CNN is fake news. You know, every time we call out Donald Trump's authoritarianism, the right calls it media hysteria. But I want to remind you that Trump admits he's looking for ways to defy the Constitution and maybe even pursue another term. Now, if you don't know the bias behind your news, you might believe, oh, Trump's just teasing us. There's nothing here. Go to ground.news/Pacman and see how media bias influences more than your perception from Trump's policy and ability to understand and undermine constitutional norms. I've been with Ground News for years now because this is what they do. They expose the hidden agendas behind reporting sources and make it easy to compare coverage and understand critical issues. Even better, if I'm reading a story on another site, the Ground News browser extension will flag the source's political bias and give me other reports on the same story so I can verify the information. My viewers get 40% off the same unlimited Vantage plan that I use, so you get their top tier plan for just $5 a month. Go to ground.news/Pacman. The link is in the description, or scan the QR code.